Hi, Jim.
Oh, hi.
How are
Hi.
you?
Oh, I'm awesome. Thanks for asking.
Yes.
How you
Where are you
doing?
calling from? Go ahead.
Yeah, nice. I'm from Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
from the United States. I'm originally
Mm.
from Virginia, but right now I'm visiting Philadelphia.
Oh, nice. Philadelphia and Virginia. I not quite. I don't know so many things about Virginia. I
Hmm.
just know there's a beach like Virginia Beach.
I was about to say that. That's where I'm from, Virginia Beach.
Yeah. It's because
Yeah.
there's a YouTube channel uh, that I follow,
Hmm.
and they are on at Virginia Beach. That's why I know. In
Really?
Philadelphia,
Hmm.
one thing that I know it's because of that show, Fresh Prince of Bel Air, with Will Smith, and he's from Philadelphia.
Yes, he is. Perfect.
But in the show, I don't know if it's true, but in the show,
Mhm.
they talking about Philadelphia as a place extremely dangerous and stuff like that. Is it
It
true?
is. Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Yes, I would
but
definitely
it's
say.
still now. It's still nowadays.
I think it's even worse actually.
Oh man, come on, really?
Yes. Recently, I went to a park and there was needles everywhere on the ground. Like there was just needles, like drug needles everywhere. I was so shocked. I've never seen something like it before. And when
Oh
I
man.
asked a local about it, I was like, "There's like a whole bunch of needles in in that park, like up the street." And they're like, "Yeah, that's called Needle Park." And I was like, "Needle Park? What?"
Oh,
Yes.
oh man. Yeah.
And
Yeah, there's no big deal.
it's very dirty too. There's a lot of trash. Like people kind of just throw
A
their
lot of
trash
trash.
out.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of trash, just like New York City.
I feel like because the city is smaller than New York City, it just feels
Yeah,
like
exactly.
trash
So,
everywhere.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah, where I live in São Paulo, in
São
Brazil. I
Paulo.
don't know if you know anything about Brazil.
I know a little bit. I actually just got off the phone with well, not one of mine, but with a Brazilian student. I don't really get a lot of Brazilian students. I know a lot of people say um, they get a lot of calls from Brazilian students, but I don't think they pick me very often. So,
Yeah, Cambly is
hmm.
so popular in Brazil. You know,
Really? Hmm.
yeah, extremely popular, and there's so many videos on YouTube uh, by Cambly.
Hmm.
Because uh, there is some uh, like YouTubers, you know,
Hmm.
and they are using the Cambly videos as a content, YouTube content and stuff.
Hmm.
And uh, there's another thing in Brazil. There is just a small amount of people
Hmm.
know how to speak English fluently. You know,
Yes. Hmm.
it's just maybe 5% of the population,
Hmm.
and that's why it's extremely difficult when you are studying English, you know,
Hmm.
and and you want other people in order to practice and stuff. It's hard, so that's why those apps like Cambly
Hmm.
uh, make successful or make success. I'm not quite.
Yes, there you could say it's very successful, or you could
It's very
say
successful.
hmm.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean,
exactly.
I would love, like, I would absolutely love to teach in Brazil. I would love to teach English in like the public schools. It's just there's not a lot of jobs hiring in
Hmm.
Brazil.
That sorry, I beg your pardon. I didn't.
Yes, there's not a lot of job opportunities in Brazil. I would love to teach there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of
Hmm.
course, you never been there.
No, I've actually never been outside of the country.
Never been here. Yeah.
Hmm.
Interesting, interesting.
Yeah.
And teaching English, it's your job like full time or just
Yes.
part time? Yes.
History. I'm also a history teacher. I teach history, ESL,
History.
and
That's
English.
awesome.
Hmm.
That's awesome.
Yes. So I know a lot
Yeah,
of Brazilian history.
we are colleagues. I
Hmm.
don't know if this word makes sense when you got the same job with the other people. Like,
Yes, colleagues. Hmm.
yeah, because I'm a teacher as
Hmm.
well. I'm a music teacher,
Oh, really?
and yeah, and one of amazing thing that happened to me a couple months ago,
Hmm.
I started to teach English in an American school right here in Brazil. There is
Okay.
a school named Avenues Music School.
Hmm.
Avenues. It's a private school. It's
Hmm.
a New Yorker school. There is
Hmm.
one in New York, the the first one, and
Hmm.
another one in China,
Hmm.
and one in Brazil. And
And one in
it's
Brazil.
yeah, and it's an American school, and so we speak English with the students.
Hmm.
We are not obligate, is that right?
Hmm. Yes, obligated.
Obli- yeah, to speak English with them unless they just know uh, speak English. For
Mm.
example, if they are a foreigner or
Hmm.
American native English speaker, you know.
Hmm.
And I got one student, he is British,
Hmm.
and they just know how to speak English, and I have to teach music, but in English. So it's a big challenge to me.
Yes.
Yeah, because music has some specific terms, you know.
Hmm.
It's not like to have a conversation about daily routine or small talkings. You have
Hmm.
to know specific terms about music, and you have to study and stuff. Sometimes I go blank and I don't know how to, you know, but yeah, I'm doing good.
See, I think that is like amazing in itself, and I definitely feel like that's an accomplishment. First of all, I feel like being able to communicate even in a second language or in a different language is an accomplishment in itself. Um, but of course, music is such a creative art, and of course, there's many different things, like you said, many different vocabulary, and it's very hard to translate sometimes. So, do you
Exactly.
feel like you're able to basically communicate your craft still?
So, what craft means?
Your art. So you're a musician.
Ah, okay, okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can do it,
Hmm.
and sometimes if I don't know how to speak one specific word, you
Hmm.
know, I can like uh, define with another. It's not define. It's as is. Oh, let me. Oh man.
No, you're fine.
Uh, okay, okay. 1 second. 1 second. English. Let me use my dictionary.
Oh, yeah, so that's perfectly fine.
Um, maybe Explain in the explain. Okay, explain or expound. I mean,
Expand.
I can explain using another words. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like for example, uh, for example, in music, you have a note, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and for example, those notes, there is there are different notes, different name of those words. Like for example, one note per tempo, two notes per tempo, three notes per tempo, four notes per tempo, and all of those notes have different names. You know,
Yeah.
I know that name in Portuguese, of course, but in
Mm-hmm.
English, but I know how to explain that. Oh, you have to, for example, oh man, you have to play four notes per tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Four notes per tempo, there is a name, for this
Yes.
note. And so it's just a example. So I can do it sometimes. For example, the most the most challenge, it's not to explain the words and know every word, because of
Mm-hmm.
course nobody knows every words. Uh,
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Even more when you are speaking another language,
Yes.
but the most difficult to me is because he's British, and the most of content that I'm getting used to, it's the
Mm-hmm.
American content, because right here in Brazil, there is a lot of culture integrated
Mm-hmm.
into our country, so
Mm-hmm.
that's the real challenge. but
Yeah.
he's but he's extremely polite and kind, so it's easier because of that.
Oh, well, that's actually very nice. And I mean, even as an English speaker myself, a native English speaker, I still have a hard time understanding people from the UK.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, UK. Oh, Ireland. Oh, it's
Ireland.
impossible, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's important. No, Ireland, I just sometimes on Cambly I pick uh teachers from UK or Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
just for practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ireland, it's impossible.
Yes. It's
Yeah, when you
because
were talking, yeah, of course, when you were talking with a teacher,
mm-hmm.
uh, you guys help us, so it's easier. But in common situations, it's hard.
I sometimes sit there and kind of pretend that I know like I know what they're saying, even though I have no idea. Because it's English, but it's very broken English. Does that make sense?
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Sometimes
But
looks like another language.
yeah, it sounds like a totally different language, even though, of course, in Ireland,
And it's not because of the words, it's because of the accent.
it's because of the accent. It's totally different. I mean, same thing, of course, in India, uh, I think Hindi is the native language, but a lot of people speak English in India, but the accents are very thick as well, and it's kind of hard to understand them.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, teacher.
So have you ever
Well,
been outside of Brazil?
oh, you believe never. I would
Really?
like to. Yeah, one of my dreams, a dream come true,
Mhm.
it's travel to know New York City. It's one of the
Really?
cities that I would like to travel.
An experience?
Yeah, yeah, because of the you know, in the words of Alicia Keys, when you are in New York City, everywhere it's a movie scene, you know.
It is, and I think it's because I've lived in New York City, and of course, not even of course, but when I was in high school, me and my friends, we used to get on like there's a bus called the China Bus in Virginia, and it's
Hmm.
about like a 3 hour, 4 hour drive to New York City, and we used to do that. Like we used to be like, oh, we're going to sleepover, we're going to have a sleepover together, and then we would take the bus to New York City. Yes, we would take the bus to New York City, and it would be like a totally different like atmosphere because there's so many different people in New York City. There's so
Yeah,
many different people.
exactly. It's
It's
it's interesting, and so many different cultures in the same place,
yes,
and yeah, it's nice.
yes, of course. And
Cool, so
there's a
cool.
lot of immigrants that are also there as well. Like a lot of people, of course, come to visit New York City, so you're able to meet people like across the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But it has
Yeah,
gotten very dangerous recently.
it's dangerous. Oh man, but probably it's better than Brazil, you know.
I don't know. I mean,
Mm.
I actually have no idea, actually. Is Brazil dangerous
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
Brazil is dangerous. It's very
Like,
dangerous.
it is Sao Paulo?
It's there's a lot of robberies, you know, cell phone robberies. Make sense?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
Like
mean
robberies
by
are stoles.
so like if I was to be like, oh, da, 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 someone would be like, ah, snatch my phone
Yeah,
from
exactly, exactly.
me.
And you know, even if it's day,
Hmm.
how can I say in English? Like, oh, in Portuguese
Daytime.
we have a daytime. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know, daytime. Yeah, and depends on the region
Hmm.
that you're living. Can be more dangerous. For example, Rio, you know, Rio de
Yeah.
Janeiro.
Hmm.
It's probably the most um, known city, most
Yeah.
known. Makes
Hmm.
sense. Yeah, it's extremely beautiful because of the beaches and the tourist places, you know,
Hmm.
but it's extremely dangerous, you know, especially at the known tourist places, you know,
Yeah.
it's very dangerous because it's, oh, I don't know how to say that, but it's like surround, it's not surround, no, it's like, let me see my dictionary
Hmm.
again. uh, 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 Wait a sec. It's surrounded by, you know, Rio
Hmm.
is surrounded by hills. Make
Hills. Yeah.
sense?
Yes. Hmm.
Hills. Yeah, and the hills are, oh man, let me say again, dominated maybe, I don't know. Yeah, dominated uh, by thugs, you know, like drug dealers.
Drug dealers in the
Yeah,
hills.
yeah, I don't know if it heals, it's the better word, you know, maybe I
Hmm.
translate literally because we speak like that right here, but it's
Hmm.
maybe it's favelas, do you know the word?
Favelas
Like
is like
ghetto,
shanties.
yeah, like a poor place, and there's no police because police doesn't the police um, doesn't get there. I mean,
Occupy? Yeah, I was about to say occupy there, go there.
exactly, because it's, you know, like a hill. I don't know if it makes sense, but you
Mm-hmm.
get kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I
Yeah,
understand.
exactly. It's like let me see if that expression exists in English.
Yes, because
Uh,
favelas, I know favelas as shanties.
from do you know that expression parallel power?
Parallel power. No, I don't
Yeah,
actually.
when it's not for example, there's no
Mm-hmm.
police, so
Mm-hmm.
you have another law, you know.
Oh,
But
okay. That's
yeah,
interesting.
but exactly, but the thugs and the drug dealers, um,
Mm-hmm.
are the boss in that place. There's a
Really?
boss. There is a how can I say that word? It's owner. Oh man,
Owner. Mm-hmm.
yeah. You see, easy words, but I just forgot. Yeah,
It's
there is a
okay.
owner
Mm-hmm.
in the place. You can't believe a owner, but
I
yeah.
just, oh my goodness. So they're
Yeah, it's like,
basically
yo,
like they're. Mm-hmm.
that guy is the owner of the place in a city,
Mm-hmm. Oh
and
my
police
goodness.
just cannot get there.
What about, I know Brazil has a president. So what about the president? He doesn't do anything about it?
No, it's because Rio. I was trying to tell you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I need my battery. Let me take it. It's because Rio. It's a place. Uh, it's not because. Oh man, it's because Rio. It's a place hard to. Um,
Navigate.
exactly. Do the. How can I explain that? Man, the way that um, he's. Oh, I forgot the word in Portuguese, let alone in English.
No, you're perfectly fine. So it's hard to navigate and control, maybe? Oh, can you hear me, James?
Hey,
Hi, James. Can you hear me?
I got it. Thank God.
No, you're fine. I was like, is there something going on with the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, maybe that conversation about Rio, make me, but okay. It's because of my battery,
Oh,
like
okay. Hmm.
low. No, how can I say that? My battery,
Yes, you
like
could say low.
low, exactly.
Hmm.
But now I take the charger
Hmm.
and it's charging.
Okay.
So yeah, nice. Uh, how?
Yes. So we
Oh,
were
I got
saying
4 minutes.
we were saying that it's harder to control them because it's harder to navigate through the hills because it's high, right?
Yeah, it's a big problem right in Brazil. Rio is definitely maybe it's uh, the most problem in Brazil because it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, I've always
A
imagined
tourist.
that. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it's like a paradise. It's a tourist city, but as I told you, like I said, it's just in the tourist areas.
Hmm.
When you are out there,
Hmm.
it's dominated by thugs and drug dealers and stuff because they just cannot get there. And um, the people are like, mm, um,
I'm trying to think of the word for you too. I wish I could read your mind.
yeah, yeah,
um,
exactly.
the people are used to it.
Yeah, let me see. Submissive, like
Yes, submissive. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, that's the idea. There is so many people living there. For example, the most favela right here in Brazil, it's the
Hmm.
favela da Rocinha.
Hmm.
uh, there's a bunch of people living there, and it's difficult to solve the problem. Maybe just
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's sad because, of
it,
course, if they're growing up in poverty, a lot of the time, the only way to make money is selling drugs or becoming a thug, basically.
yeah, exactly.
And the cycle continues.
And when the police try to do something,
Hmm.
uh, it can turn up in a civil war, because yeah, exactly. I love your your
I'm just shocked because I can't imagine a civil war breaking out like within a state.
yeah, it's like a civil war. In Rio or
Hmm.
in Brazil. I mean, in Brazil, there is
Hmm.
more um kills than countries where there wars, like Palestine and those,
Why do you think that
those
is,
countries.
though? Do you think it's due to corruption, or what do you think?
Yeah, 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 probably. And because Brazil it's huge, it's
Hmm.
extremely huge, and it's difficult to control, you know, uh, because of the the misery and the poorness,
Hmm.
you know. The
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm. I didn't
there's so
put it in that perspective.
yeah, there's so many beautiful things. It's good to live in Brazil. People are so kind and
Hmm.
friendly, but you got the both sides.
Yes, it's like
Oh,
paradise.
my time is up, teacher. I
I
love
know.
you.